In the same way that Johns Hopkins is rewiring dis-ease into wellness in psychedelic clinical trials, I believe that we can rewire scarcity into abundance. Yes, that's right. Let's dive in and unpack this. We are in the most incredible time. It's 2026, and there is more psychedelic science happening in our world than ever before. Incredible research happening at Johns Hopkins, NYU, Harvard, Stanford, Imperial College of London. The list goes on and on. It's a very, very exciting time. I'm going to tie what's happening in the latest psychedelic science, psychedelic renaissance, to what's happening in my coaching in terms of rewiring scarcity into abundance. And I'm going to bring in a third data point, which is The Science of Scaling, this incredible book by Dr. Benjamin Hardy that I've talked about and I've written about on my Substack. He's absolutely rocked my world in the most incredible manner. You can get his book for free at scaling.com. I've read it at this point or listened to the audiobook at least 6 times, probably 7 or 8. It's kind of my my status quo at night. I'll turn it on and more insights. Oh, whoa, simplifying your system. And it's helped me. It's a very holistic strategy for understanding business growth. And its premises that we're taking, we start with the frame, floor, focus. The frame is we are committing to an impossible goal. And while the book is a business book and most of the stories are about people that are aggressively scaling their business, I'm sure that the people that are getting into these clinical trials that are struggling with depression or trauma or anxiety and their goal of wellness might seem impossible when you're gripped by depression or trauma or anxiety or depression, depressed mood, depressed, circumstances in your life, etc. It's going to feel impossible to get out of that. Addiction, I should say, as another, grip. And so if you're struggling with addiction, depression, anxiety, or trauma, that path to wellness is going to feel impossible, but yet people are doing it consistently. And again, the studies are illuminating that at our most prestigious institutions. And then, of course, there's the MAPS, the Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies, that's showing that people in phase 3 clinical trials of the MDMA-assisted psychotherapy for post-traumatic stress disorder, 71% of them no longer qualify for a diagnosis after 1 to 3 therapeutic sessions and 9 non-drug pharmacological therapeutic sessions where they're building the therapeutic alliance with a male and female therapist. So there's, again, I'm painting the picture of what's happening here. They're rewiring dis-ease into wellness, and they're letting go of past hurts, and they're finding a more adaptive way to navigate the path ahead ultimately. And this is happening in the business world. And I've had and talked about some of the clients that have had incredible surges of abundance, aligned abundance, where we're priming prosperity pathways. Had a realtor in the Northeast this last year have a 30x return on my coaching. I talk about my client Jerry, who could barely pay his coaching fee, my then coaching fee of $3,500, and he's billing consistently $167,000 a month now. And I just talked to him a few weeks ago, and another big contract came in. So I'm seeing this time and time again. I have a recent client that in our month together, or 3 months together, his business was up 30 to 35%. And he's a trader from Tampa. So there's so much excitement here. And now I'm going to tie this back to Dr. Hardy's frame, floor, focus. Frame is the impossible goal. We're going big. We're setting that 10x. And, at scaling.com, Dr. Hardy their motto is 10x your business in 3 years or less. Like, talk about ambitious and aggressive. And, Tony Robbins calls this strategic audacity. And he's called, Dr. Hardy's work a paradigm shift in how we view achievement. So those are some really, really powerful words by one of the biggest business influencers on planet Earth. I think he's got 110 companies, and that do over $9 billion a year in business. And Tony Robbins is revered as one of the biggest thinkers on planet Earth. So again, frame, floor, focus. We're raising the floor. We're raising our standards. And many of my clients, at this point, I've guided over 200 people through the Magic and Microdosing Mentorship Program. And we've healed from addiction. We've healed from depression. We've healed from crippling anxiety. We've liberated the energy of trauma into the energy of life for deeper self-love, clarity, and connection. We cleared energetic space so we could prime prosperity pathways. And so again, frame, floor, focus. And the healing journey is all about raising our floor. It's the hardest part of the journey. It's making the adjustments in our day-to-day. It's having those tough conversations with loved ones. It's having discipline. It's showing up consistently. It's having higher standards and saying no to what isn't aligned with our energy. It's setting healthy boundaries. It might even be cutting people off that aren't in alignment with our new path. Or again, having those tough conversations. And this is part of the growth path. This is part of the healing path. We don't heal in isolation. We heal in community. So we start doing this inner work. We're feeling good. We've got some momentum. We've set the big impossible goal. And now we start to change how we're showing up in the day-to-day. I've called this psychedelic and made the comparison. This is lifestyle medicine. We have to give to get, almost without exception. There's going to be shifts or changes when we start microdosing or macrodosing, and we have this boost of awareness from within, and we're reconnecting to our intuition. Again, microdosing, the best way that I can describe it is 3 to 5% more empathy, 3 to 5% more courage, 3 to 5% more self-awareness. It's subtle. But again, the hallmark of experience is boosted mood and energy levels. So we'll start to get some momentum and start to feel good. And that this can, when we're exercising more and we're moving our body more and we're feeling better in our body and we're taking time for reflection and slowing down, we can start to see where we're leaking energy. We can start to see where we're sabotaging our own growth, where we're holding ourselves back. And again, we're raising our floor. The hardest part of the journey is raising our floor. I love how Dr. Hardy has, this is basically the 80-20 principle, the Pareto principle on steroids. And we are getting laser clear. And the Pareto principle says that 20% of our inputs equate to 80% of our outputs. And that holds true in life so often. So we want to look and isolate, where are the 20%? Where's your 20% genius? The 20% that is moving the needle, the 20% that is making the big impact. And then we want to do more of that. We want to nurture that. And that's the hard part of isolating that and starting to see where that is. Because not all of our actions are created equally. There's certain actions that we do throughout the course of our week. We all have 168 hours each week. And some of those hours are high payoff, 10x, 100x, or maybe even 1000x hours or minutes. And so we want to get clear on what moves the needle, whether it's our healing journey or whether we're looking to scale our business and expand our service impact into prime prosperity pathways. And again, this isn't all about money. This is about impact, and this is about heartfelt change aligned with our values. Many of my clients, they've already climbed the mountain of prosperity, and they have enormous financial abundance. And they're not looking for to expand their service impact. They're looking for peace. They're looking for harmony. They're looking for deeper connection. They're looking for, some of them better sleep at night and feeling better in their body. So there's no right or wrong here. You can tell I get super jazzed about the scaling and the business impact, because the business systems are, and I'm marrying my past entrepreneurial experience as being a business owner in Chicago that ran businesses in Chicago for a decade before I shifted and walked away from my loveless corporate career to heal the trauma in my nervous system and to follow my heart and follow my calling, that there was something big on this side of the fence worth pursuing, and something, deeply intrinsic, the intrinsic value, the value that I get from being of service and helping. It feels really, really good. And I didn't have any intrinsic benefits of my work in corporate America, but I was a businessman, and we were doing $1 million a year in business, and I had 25 employees, and we made a really good living, and I was traveling a lot, but I wasn't providing a service that was any way that I could spin it, that was providing value to our collective. And so I was sick, I was soul sick, and I was in pain, and I knew that this wasn't the end all be all, and I had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to travel. I'm going to leave my job. I'm going to get off this. I'm on the wrong ladder of success, and I'm going to travel around the world, and I'm going to see why I'm here. And I called in my calling, and I talked about that in depth in a previous episode about how to find your purpose, and I won't go fully into that. But let's bring this back to frame, floor, focus. Let's bring this back to focus, Matt. Let's focus here. So we're looking to build and to cultivate and engineer a focused life. That's the ultimate goal. And that is an arduous task in 2026, when all of our attention is being fractured by bullshit incorporated and big tech that is wreaking havoc on our focus, on our mental health. The blue light from these devices are getting in the way of our sleep, the architecture of our sleep. We have a mental health crisis that is masquerading as, again, unhealthy boundaries with tech. I believe largely a lot of our mental health struggles could be solved if we had proper boundaries with tech and we were sleeping better. And, taking time to have that hour or two before bed where we didn't have the blue light and we're getting that good solid sleep, and we're sleeping 8 to 9 hours each night through the night, and getting that restoration, that deep sleep and the REM sleep. I've talked about the deep sleep is our inner janitorial crew that's coming to kind of cleanse all the toxicity, and the REM sleep is our inner team of psychologists that will help to rewire our brains, our nervous system, and process old memories and to calibrate our dreams ultimately. So we want to, again, get clear about why we're here in raising our floor. Again, frame, floor, focus. And raising our floor, we're cutting the BS. And we're freeing up a lot of energetic bandwidth for new aligned blessings to come forth. When we do raise our standards, we, again, can free up that space for new pathways, what Dr. Hardy calls pathways thinking, what I call priming prosperity pathways, or we have the energetic space for new partners, highly leveraged individuals to come forward. We're not meant to do this alone. And so, again, we're going to create that space so perhaps that what Dr. Hardy calls that super who can come into our field of awareness, that person that can help to 10x, 100x, or 1000x our business and unlock the dormant, latent potential within. And so again, we're rewiring scarcity into abundance. And when we're microdosing and we're following this frame, floor, focus, I believe that we're going to be able to shift more quickly. And that the shifting is neutral. The neuroplasticity is neutral. It's just our brain and our nervous system's ability to change to internal and external conditions. Whether we're setting the intention to heal our depression, our anxiety, our trauma, or our addictive tendencies, or whether we're calling in prosperity, we're looking to scale our impact and to deliver our unique gift and offering and to live with aligned abundance. It's all the intention that we set. And, working with a coach, working with somebody, and the framework is going to be really important, because if we're just doing this willy-nilly without focus, it's not going to be guided. It's not going to be directed. So this is very important that we're doing this work with a coach. I don't know of many other coaches that are talking about prosperity pathways or aligned abundance and are talking about utilizing microdosing and macrodosing to level up our game, to massively level up our game. But the invitation is in our culture. We've had Aaron Rodgers, although he's kind of looking to be he's 43 right now, and his year statistically was pretty good. I know he had a horrible game in the playoffs. He's no Tom Brady. Let's just say that. Tom Brady was at 45 years old, was crushing it. He won a Super Bowl at 43, I believe. And but Aaron Rodgers, he credits his ayahuasca journeys from 2020 and 2021 to winning 2 MVP awards. He's a 4-time MVP award winner in the NFL, quarterback, former Green Bay Packer. I'm a big Packer fan. So when he came out of the psychedelic closet and raised his hand and said, hey, whoa, this helped me to connect to self-love. And from love, I was a better leader. And from love, I put up 2 of the most incredible, statistically significant years of a quarterback ever. And again, he's giving the credit to psychedelia. Steve Jobs credited Apple to his LSD journeys. We've got Tim Ferriss, the Oprah of audio, who's got one of the most incredible podcasts on planet Earth, who talks openly about his ayahuasca journeys and his psychedelic journeys. And he's helped to fund a lot of the work that's happening at Johns Hopkins and the Center of Consciousness at Johns Hopkins. And so there's a lot of data points. There's a lot of people that are raising their hands. Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, he had said, hey, whoa, I've been microdosing psilocybin. It's, helps me think outside the box. And of course, they've been doing these medicines and these drugs. But now they're raising their hand saying, hey, there's something here. And this can be applied into the business world. And that's my goal. I'm earnest about bringing microdosing and macrodosing, if we're going to walk this path with intentionality, into the business world. And people are already doing this, and to help to 10x, 100x businesses, and to really liberate a lot of that stuck energy, the same stuck energy that is on the healing journey that I've been working to help my clients see and to liberate and to move is now something that I'm focused to in business systems. It's just energy, and there's the human system and there's business systems. And a lot of Dr. Hardy's message is simplifying your system and cutting out the complexity. It's hard. It's really hard to do that. That means that we're getting clear. We're cutting the BS. We're cutting the things that don't work. And that is ultimately the hardest part, is, again, getting clear, raising our standards, cutting the BS. But in doing so, we're going to free up a lot of bandwidth and a lot of clarity and a lot of energetic bandwidth, again, for priming prosperity pathways. So hopefully I made my case to you about the incredible potential here, and what's happening in the psychedelic renaissance is also happening in the business world. And, the people just aren't talking about it. And I raise my hand because I'm seeing, again, the most incredible surges in abundance in my clients. And I want to serve. I want to help people share their unique gift and offering. I want to help them scale their impact, scale harmony in their lives, scale connection, scale health and vitality. That's what this is all about. Prosperity, again, doesn't denote just money. It denotes feeling good. It denotes lifestyle. It denotes freedom. It denotes, having optimal health, optimized health, feeling good in our body, getting really good sleep at night. All the things. Thank you so much for listening to my heart's plea. I'd love to hear your thoughts and impressions. And if there's anything that I missed, or if there's any other people that are talking about leveraging psychedelia and perhaps I can do a whole episode around that, kind of famous people that have had experiences with psychedelics that are absolutely crushing it. Bill Gates, he talks about his LSD journeys. Jack Nicholson. There's a long list here, But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and impressions in the comments below. Please please comment, please share. We'd love to get this message out and so I can serve more people. Thank you so much for tuning in. For more on the Worth the Fight mission and message of hope and healing, check out worththefightbook.org. We'll see you tomorrow. Love and peace. Thank you for watching.